Right. Oh, fuck, we've had some rain, haven't we? You bastard. Now, zinc plating. Yeah, I know, I keep saying I'm going to zinc plate and I don't get round to it. Yeah, yada yada. I'm going to start now. So, these are the parts that I'm going to make a start zinc plating. Oh, that one wants a little bit more of a clean up. I'll put on the wire wheel again in a minute. These have all been acid dipped and wire wheeled. Those clean as I can get them. So we've got a couple of starter motor bolts there. There's a bit more part of it there. I'm restoring the starter motor as well separately. Oh, fucking cogs have fell out. So yeah, they're starter motor bolts. We've got 3 engine bolts with the nuts. We've got 3 banjo bolts for the oil line. And these are the washers for the top of the engine. I think originally they were painted silver or black, but they were well manky, so there's a little touches like that I think are going to make it a bit better. With regards to the oil pipe, I was going to zinc plate that as well, but I was cleaning it up and I just weren't happy that I could get it clean enough to zinc plate. So we've gone satin black on that, and yeah, that should look fine. Anyway, I'm going to go and crack open the kit for the zinc plating. Now, when I bought this back in, I think end of December, beginning of January, bearing in mind it's end of August now, I did an unboxing video. I've never published it. It was like 8-9 months ago. I did an unboxing video, never published it, still got it. I'm going to cut that in now, so the next thing you'll see is the unboxing video. If you don't want to watch it, just whiz through that bit and then I'll see you back in here in however long, and we'll start trying to use it, zinc plate. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this Gateros zinc plating kit which I bought. Now, I didn't really want to go into this zinc plating. It's a massive, it looked online as if it was going to be a massive faff, and to be honest it is a massive faff, but I just can't put the GP's head back together. I'll put the light on. We're in my living room actually, shouldn't film in here really, but wife's away. Yeah, it is a faff, but I can't put that GP's head back together with manky, knackered old nuts and bolts. So hundreds of people have asked me if I would do zinc plating online on my channel. Well, when I say hundreds, a few people have asked me to do zinc plating. Well, when I say a few people, one person has asked me if I'll do zinc plating online on my channel, but you know, that's good enough for me. It needs doing anyway, but this is the kit that's turned up. Now they do various kits, and I think they start from £67 for a very, very basic kit, and go up to 186 for the top of the range kit with a power supply. Now I've gone all out top of the range kit with the power supply, so we're going to do a little bit of unboxing here, see what we've got. Now this apparently is nasty old stuff, and they supply pretty much everything you need. What you do need in addition, I believe, is deionised water. Now I've ordered a 25 litre barrel of it delivered to my door for 16 quid, which I think is bloody good. Now, power supply. Let's have a look at this. You have to specify this as an additional thing, and they're quite expensive. They're like 60 quid or so. So user manual. Yeah, we don't they're for girls. Right, so power lead, just a standard computer styly kettle type connector, and then we've got the leads with the little crocodile clips on. Good. And then the power supply itself. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Digital display. We'll have a look at that in more detail when we set it up. Now I've got an inventory here somewhere of what should be in the box, so I'm going to grab a pen. Then we can tick off what we've got. So, where's power supply? Can't even see it on there. Circulation pump. 10 litre tub, current controller. We didn't get the current controller because we got the power supply. You have one or the other. Tank heater. Oh, it's got a heater with it. That's handy. But yeah, the power supply's not there, so it is an optional thing anyway. Right, sorry, had to deal with that. Right, now what we got here? Copper wire. Is that on there? Copper wire, check. Now this here, these are the actual pieces of zinc that transfer onto the part. Obviously they're going to get used up. 2, 3, we've got 4 of them. They get used up and then we'll have to replace them as time goes by, depending on how much zinc plating I do. What's this thing here? Zinc anodes, there we go. This is, oh, that's an air circulation pump. It's pretty much the same sort of thing as you find on your fish tank. So circulation pump, check. Pair of marigolds. God, they stink. Safety equipment, gloves. Pair of safety goggles, check. Now this is the looking stuff that we start getting, where we don't know what we're doing here. Shouldn't let a bloke like me loose with shit like this, you really shouldn't. Xylite makes up to 260 millilitres. Xylite, whatever the fuck Xylite is. Blue passivate, oh that's the stuff, because I watched a couple of videos, this is the stuff what you dip it in after it's zinc plated. Did I show you the Xylite? If I didn't, there it is. Yeah, so we've got the blue passivate. That puts like a bluey clear finish on it. And then we've got here yellow passivate with yellow passivate part B. Now I heard on another video that I was watching somewhere that is actually carcinogenic. Yellow passivate, part B. Carcinogenic meaning it can give you cancer, which is not good. Xylite HT maintenance. Now I think that's the stuff that that gives it the shine, if you like, and then I think you top it up as the stuff wears out. You top it up. What the fuck was that called? Yeah, you top it up just to re-strengthen it. Xylite HT maintenance. There we go. Check. Right, this here, that's the heater to bring the fluid up to the correct temperature that you need. Again, I think that's the same sort of shit you find in a fish tank. tank heater. What we got here? Dry acid salts. No idea. We'll worry about what the fuck it is when we start using the shite. And we've got ammonium chloride. Again, I've got no idea what that is, but just the name of it sounds nasty. Ammonium chloride. Check. 1.2 kilos. GP1 alkaline cleaner. Again, obviously to clean your parts, presumably. Alkaline cleaner, check. And then we've got zinc chloride anhydrous. Oh, I don't fucking know. White gunk. Yeah, white gunk. Zinc chloride, white gunk. Zinc chloride, there it is. And then we have a pair of crocodile clips. Come here, you bastard. There you go, a pair of crocodile clips. Don't know what they're for yet because there's some crocodile clips on the power supply. I would imagine these are here for those that don't order the power supply, because you can do this on like a battery, a couple of C cells or something, and then you can buy a little shunt thing to vary the ampage. It might sound like I know what I'm talking about, but believe me, I don't. This is blind leading the blind. Right, then we have 4 of these buckets, 10-litre buckets. Now, I don't know, or I'm hoping that you can make up this solution and then you can just leave it there forever and just use it as and when you need to use it. So, well, they're just lumps of cardboard. So, yeah, 4 buckets. Must be careful I don't kick them. So, buckets. Where the fuck are buckets? I don't think bucket. Oh, 10-litre tub. I'm looking for bucket, and this is 10. Right, current controller, not with PSU. We've got PSU. Blue wire, not with PSU. Brown wire, not with PSU. So there it is. We've got everything we need. I'm waiting for my deionised water to turn up, and then I've got to find a piece of copper polyp. I'm sure I've got some behind my shed somewhere that goes across there, and then you hang your parts on it and it transmits through and everything. So yeah, there we go, guys. Quick look at my what do you call it, kit, my plating kit. We'll as soon as that deionised water turns up, we'll get this all set up and do some zinc plating. Cheers, guys. Right, I've had a good read through, and this is quite a bloody complicated process, to be honest with you. I've labelled up the bucket. I've got 4 buckets here. I've marked them up: GP1 cleaner, acid pickle, plating tank, rinse water. Now I'm going to mix all these chemicals up off camera, should I say. But basically we mix up all of these 2 chemicals here, which is ammonium chloride and zinc chloride, big word, can't say it, and anhydrous, yeah, that shit anyway. So they get mixed together in the plating tank. That becomes the plating tank. These then have to be suspended and hung around the side. This is the actual zinc itself, which we hang up with this shite here. So we then mix up our GP1 cleaner and our acid pickle. So the process basically, that was included in the kit as well. Just for reference, this kit was £195. I've just found the receipt, so it better be bloody good. So we will get our part. we will immerse it in the GP1 cleaner. We will rinse it off. We will immerse it in the acid pickle. We rinse it off. We enter the plating tank. Oh, hang on a minute. I can't have that as rinse water, can I? Because I've got to make up another bucket for the passivate. So yeah, when we've done the plating, we then have to passivate it in the passivating tank, which is, imagine it, is here. So, and all of this has to be done with deionized water, and I have 25 litres of it here. I think that was £16 delivered. So yeah, we're into this for well over 200 quid, so it better be worth it. Anyway, I'm going to mix up some nasty chemicals, and we'll probably dip the camera in and out as we go. Right, bend over. I know you're carrying drugs, and we're going to find them. Nah, anyway, on a serious note, we are going to mix up the actual main tank, the one that does the zinc plating. There's several processes you have to go through. You would think you just get this solution, dip it in, turn the power on, and you know, job done. But anyway, this one's going to be my plating tank, and I'm following the instructions as well as talking to you guys. So if you're bored, just whiz through. I won't be offended, and I don't give a fuck even if I was offended. Right, deionized water, 7.5 litres. It's a 10 litre bucket, so I'm guesstimating. You want to go for a pee? And I'm going to say that's about 7.5 litres. Okay. Now this shit here is called, let me just double check the instructions, because I do want to get this right. Where are you? Where are you? Safety instructions. No, I don't need that. Who needs safety? Add 7.5 litres of RO. That's reverse osmosis in it. They use that for beer brewing as well. Distilled or deionized water, not tap water! Exclamation mark. Empty all the ammonium chloride and zinc chloride into the tank. Okay. This is zinc chloride. It feels like it's gone a bit hard, but I think it's just because it's vacuum packed. Okay, now in it goes. What could possibly go wrong? And then this one is the ammonium chloride. Just chuck in. Where's it gone? I've lost it again. It did say the ammonium chloride, didn't it? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, empty all the ammonia into the tank and mix it until completely dissolved. This is a bit like brewing beer. Except you certainly wouldn't want to drink this shit. Oh, the stick's broke. Probably should have got something more substantial than this. It seems to be dissolved, but I shall just keep going. Shall we say that's mixed? Right. Shake the bottle of xylite. Sounds like something out of fucking Star Trek, doesn't it? Clear blue oh, that's the Pacific. So what the fuck's xylite? Xylite. Make up 260 millilitres. Use at 2% by volume. Xylite MB makeup. Hang on, is that the stuff? Shake the bottle of xylite makeup and add to the contents of the tank. Okay. Shake the bottle. This is the shit. Yeah. I should have my white coat on, you know, me mad professor. What do you call it? Right. Whatever this shite is, in it goes. Should we give that another mix? Okay. Right. Add 12 millilitres or 4 capfuls of xylite maintenance. Xylite maintenance. What the fuck is... Oh, there we go. Xylite maintenance. Do you have to... Irritant. Wear gloves and goggles. Shake well before use. That's shook well. Got the gloves. I haven't got the goggles, but I am wearing glasses. Does that count? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mix again, presumably. You wouldn't want to drink the bastard, would you? Unless you wanted to end it all, presumably. Right, let's call that mixed. Top up to 10 litres or 30 ml below the top of the bucket. Let's do that. What's 30 ml? I'm going to call that done. Okay. Another mix. And that is the solution, which for this moment in time, do you have a look? Yeah, it's not fucking tight to see, to be honest with you, but there you go. There we go. It looks like the night after the morning piss, shall we call it. Anyway, right, the next stage, I think, I'm going to turn the camera off because I think it's basically getting these anodes wired in and spaced around the bucket. So let me do that and we'll come back. Right, I've done these anodes And as you can see, I've got them equally spaced around that bucket. They're not staying in this bucket, they're obviously going into this plating tank, but I was just using this bucket to get the sort of length of wire and the spacing right. Apparently you can't leave them in that, because if you do they dissolve, so you have to sort of only put them in when you need them in, if you know what I mean. Right, what's next? Fuck knows. Right, the next thing I think is going to be setting up that power supply. So let me crack on with that. We'll turn you back on. Right, I've stopped play. I can't do any more. And the reason is, where's it gone? That bucket there is broken, so I can't use it. The other thing as well, I bought that 25 litres of deionised water, and it's not enough, because I've got 10 litres there, I've got 10 litres there. I need another 10 for the passivate and another 10 for the pickle salts, that shite there. So I need some more deionised water. I'm hoping I can get some locally, like Euro car parts or something. And I need another bucket. Also, I think I need another flat container, because, and it's only for this one bolt, this engine bolt obviously don't fit in that bucket. So I've got to get these bits and pieces together that I need, and we're going to leave it now until tomorrow, but for you guys it'll just be a minute or two. Right then, this is the first test. I've got everything I need. I've got that 10 litre bucket from Wilco's. I've got my power supply set up. I've got my part that I want to try and do. It's actually the same day, because good old Euro car parts have the deionised water that I needed. Right, where can we put you guys? Let's put you there. You're probably going to be in the way, but yeah, hang on. Let's fucking set you up somewhere or other. So we have the GP1 cleaner in bucket 1. So it's into that for a minute, then out, then rinse, then into the acid salts for 1 minute, out, rinse. Then it's into the plating tank for probably 20 minutes, out and rinse, and then it's into the blue passivate for a minute or two. I don't think it needs long. Anyway, like I say, this is a trial. This may or may not work, but unless we have a go, we're never going to find out, are we? So let's put you right back there. Let's have a go. Right. This is GP1. Hey Siri, set timer 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
So into the GP1 for 1 minute. Takes a long time, 1 minute, doesn't it, when you're filming? So I've got my bucket of water down there. I really haven't got the hang of this power supply either. That's going to be interesting. Oh, fuck's sake, me bit of wires come off. Oh well. Have to do it with the old rubber gloves. Apparently if you put a fingerprint on it, it can ruin the coating. So, hey, rubber gloves. Let me turn that round, then I can see what you guys are seeing. Which at that distance is probably not a lot. I'll fast forward this. Hey Siri, stop. Right, out of it. In the bucket of water down here for a rinse. Okay. Now into the acid salt pickle, whatever fucking acid salt pickle is in. Hey Siri, set timer 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Unfortunately, that's not quite covered it up, so ideally stick a bit more.
It's cancelled.
What'd you fucking cancel it for? Hey Siri, set timer 30 seconds.
30 seconds, starting now.
Just top that up a bit with deionised water, so it's actually covering the part. Well, there's no fizzing or anything going on here, so let's put the lid back on that. Hey Siri, stop. Just give it a bit longer because I don't think that was quite a minute. This one is fizzing a little. Have a look if you want. There's not much to see, but we've probably gone over a minute now. So there's the part in there fizzing away. In fact, that's probably long enough. So let's get that out. I'm going in with my hand. I don't know if I should, but I've got gloves on. So out there, in the old bucket for a rinse again. Good old rinse. It doesn't look any different, I'll be honest, but next thing, this is a buzz bar, what they call a buzz bar, what I call a lump of old plumbing tube. So I'm going to try and set this up so I can hang the part in the middle of the water. Let's get that a bit higher. Is it supported? Oh, I don't know. Right, now with this power supply, I believe I'll put positive on the anodes, which is these bits of metal, bits of zinc, negative on the buzz bar, power on, 3 amps, way too much. I know I should be bringing you over here for a look, guys, but why are the volts going up? I don't quite know how to use this power supply. I think I was going to fall down here. So that says if I turn the voltage up, nothing's happening. Why not? What have I done wrong? 1.2 volts at 3.96 amps, is that? Ground? Are we supposed to have it on ground? Hang on a minute. So that's on there. That's on there. I don't quite know why I'm... Eight amps? I don't want 8 amps, that's no good. This don't make no sense to me. This makes no sense at all. What have I done wrong? Now I've got nothing. 3 amps, 1 volt. I thought I don't know if I'm being a bit thick here, but I thought I'd best turn the volts up and then set the amps. I thought it was that simple, but apparently not. Are we supposed to have this one in ground? Let's try it. Does that make a difference? 14 volts, 12 volts, 7, 6, 3.4 volts, that's good enough. So how do you get the amps up then? I can't turn the amps up. I know one of you guys is shouting at the screen saying, "You thick cunt." 0.47 amps and 0.4 volts. Right, let me do some research. Right, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, guys. I haven't got a clue at the minute, but it says here the ideal voltage and amperage is 0.2 to 5 volts. So on 2.2 volts, and 100 milliamps or 0.1 of an amp per square inch of item being plated. Well, I haven't got a fucking clue what the square inchage of that bolt is, but I've got it all running at the minute. I've got a pump in there as well circulating the water, and I've got a heater on as well, but I don't know if that's making much difference. It's quite warm anyway, but is there any? There was bubbles coming off it at one point, but there doesn't appear to be. Oh, there is. So, fuck it. I'm just going to leave it 20 minutes and see what happens. I mean, like I said, it's a big learning curve. I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing here. But it's that power supply that seems to have fucked me up. I mean, I'm no electrician. You'll have seen my fucking wiring on the bikes, but what's the difference between ground and negative? Ain't they the same? Obviously not. But 2.2, so 7 point. So that's way too many amps. 7 amps, and I'm supposed to have 0.1 amps per square inch. But I can't lower the amps without killing the voltage. So I ain't got a clue. I'm lost. Absolutely fucking lost. So, oh well, we'll see how it turns out. Okay, that's been in there about 30 minutes, so let's take it out and see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure I've done something wrong here, but hey ho. Hey ho, oh I don't know. Well, it's plated, it's plated, not good. I'll show you. So it has plated, but it's not plated very good. There's black bits on it, and I think the black bits are, I'm sure I read somewhere, that's overcurrent. Anyway, let's give it a rinse, and we'll get it in the passivate and see what it looks like. I mean, you've got to remember, this is my first attempt, so you know, this is almost certainly got to be stripped back and done again. And I think the problem is that power supply. I'm doing something wrong with that power supply. So, in the passivate for about a minute. Meanwhile, just kill this, start tidying up. So what do you reckon to that power supply, guys? I mean, the voltage button just goes round and round and round and round and round, no stopping it. And the amp button has got like a stop, it goes from one to the other and then stops. I mean, am I using a brand new power supply? Am I using it wrong? Or is it faulty? Who knows? So that's been in there about a minute, I'm guessing. Let's take it out. Yeah, it's not very good. In fact, it's terrible. It's absolutely fucking terrible now I look at it. Yeah, it's that's not gone well. You look at it, that end's good. Just look at it at the end. Yeah. So, yeah, that needs. We'll hang it up and see what it does, but trap it in the vice. I think, to be honest with you, that's got to be strip back and start again. Fail. Big fail. But hey, we had a go, and I'm not giving up. You know, it's first attempt. Need to figure that out. That's the problem. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Catch you later. Right, good morning everybody. It's the next day. Bit of a disaster yesterday. We're trying this zinc plating. Oh, dropped it. But this is the result. Let's get it in the light. To the end of it. Don't look so bad, although there's some stain in there. The middle of it just burnt, faded, horrible. It just really isn't very good. So, a bit of a disaster. I am going to get that one back in the acid, get that cleaned off, and we're going to have to do that again at some point. We're going to have another go today, now in fact. What should we try? I don't know, we might try some of these smaller bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's try them. Maybe them couple of bolts, I don't know. Maybe we'll try them bits. Right, I've tried to do some research last night about what I was doing wrong. There's very little out there, but what I think I did is I was worried too much about the volts on this and sort of disregarded the amps. I think what we'll do this time, because I've read of a guy doing this with D-cell batteries rather than a power supply, I thought to myself, well, the voltage isn't important. So we're going to have another go today. We are going to ignore the volts and we're going to run it on amps only. Now, what they're saying is 100 milliamps per square inch. I mean, how the fuck do you work out what the square inch that is? I mean, maybe that's, I don't know, half a square inch. Who fuck knows? You know, we're not dealing with a square of paper. So anyway, we're going to do it at something like, I don't know, 300 or 400 milliamps and see what happens. We're still practicing, we're still playing. The other thing as well is this plating tank. It's not very good at all. I really need it in one of them buckets. So we're probably going to, we'll probably move the passivate into this and put this into that bucket. We'll reset it up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll get it all set up. We'll get it to the point where we're in the plating tank and we're about to put the power supply on. And we'll come back and we'll have another go at this, see if we can make a better job of it. Right, we're back. We've now got this bucket as the plating tank. The blue passivate is in the square tank. Now we've got our parts in the acid salts. It's been through the GP1 cleaner and been rinsed. It's now in the acid salts and it's fizzing away like a good one, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. Although there is some marks on there which I'm not happy about, but we'll let that just fizz away. It says a minute, but I'm tempted to let it go longer. I've got the heater and the pump going, circulating through that, so that's ready to go. We've got a power supply hooked up, red to the anodes, and I think we'll call that the day. So let's go in the rinse water. Now this is just tap water, but it actually tells you to rinse it in tap water, or it tells you to rinse it under a tap. Now in my experience, tap water generally comes out of a tap, so I'm taking from that we're okay. Right, now we need to set this the acid, the plating tank. I'm going to try and get those. Hang on, let me put you guys down because I can't do it one-handed, and I need to get all those parts separated on the buzz bar. So move along. So at the minute this isn't turned on. So one of them isn't even fucking in the liquid. I'm gonna, rather than try and fuck about, I don't know if this will weaken it, but hey ho, I'm gonna top it up with a bit of better. Might be wrong, might be right, but like I say, this is a learning curve. Right. Now, can you guys see the power supply? Can you buggery? So let's, there we go, try and do this one-handed. So the black one onto the buzz bar. Power supply on. And then we need to drop this to, don't know, it's very sensitive, 1.2? I don't fucking know, let's do it. It says 0.01 of a volt, which seems nothing, but you know. Right, let's check in on that in about, I'm not going to touch it, I'm going to check in about, oh, I don't know, 10 minutes. I don't think you can, yeah, the voltage don't make no difference, because I don't think there's enough amps to get the voltage up. That's what I think it works out at. So there's too much foam on there to be able to see whether that's fizzing or not. Can I clear it? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to leave it. We'll check back in a few minutes. Right, it's been like 3 minutes. The copper buzz bar is turning green, so something's happening. I'm just going to lift that out and see if, do you know what? I think that's working. Right, back in 20 minutes. Right guys, that's been in there about half an hour now, so I'm just going to kill the power supply for now. Let's lift them out and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Right, clean water rinse. I'll just leave them hanging there for a second while I get the lid off the passivate. You guys just sit up there. Should have done this before really. Let's turn that pump off. If this is work, I'm going to get some other parts straight in there. I'll do that off camera, but I don't know which lid is for which now, which is not good. I think that one must be for the acid pickle. Yeah, that one is for the tank. That one is for the GP cleaner. Right, okay. The old passivate is a bit full because although these containers are supposed to be 10 litres, I don't actually believe they are. So I'm just giving this a bit of a swoosh in the water. Tell you what guys, even if this ain't perfect, it's a damn sight better than the attempt the first time. Right, into the passivate, and it says between 40 seconds and a minute. keep it moving. I can't remember if you have to rinse again after the passivate. I think you do. Well, that's been a minute. Who fuck knows, I don't know. I'm going to say that's a minute. And then back into the rinse water. Right, let me just hang these up and then I'll bring you guys in for a look, because I'm telling you now, I think we nailed it. Right. I think we nailed it this time, guys. We have actually fucking nailed it. Right, they have got to be hung up to dry for 24 hours. So I'm going to do that, and meanwhile I'm going to get some more bits and pieces in that now, because I've got other bits and pieces I want to zinc plate so we can start to get this bad boy together. I don't know if I'll do any more on this, or maybe, well, I'll come back and we'll have another look, but for the time being, guys, I think that's a big thumbs up. Absolutely fantastic. Right, guys, those parts I just showed you, I should have showed you them before I put them in here. They weren't actually that great, so I've got most of them back in the acid there. I'm going to strip them off and do it again. Upon closer inspection, they were a bit patchy. The only thing that really worked out well was this one single bolt, which I've got to hang up there for 24 hours to dry. Having said that, it was a damn sight better than you know what, the first attempt. But we are going to go again. I've got the two other smaller engine bolts in there, so we're going to do them separately. They're fizzing away. It says only a minute, but I'm sort of tempted to leave them longer. That's the they've already been through the GP1 cleaner, which we ought to get the lid back on that. They're now in the acid salts pickle. We'll then wash them off, and I've got the old heater and the circulation pump going in the dip tank. So yeah, we'll go again. Right, I've just done them engine bolts. I've just took them out there. I left them in for probably best part of an hour. Now they appear to be okay. There is a slight mark on the shank of that one. I don't know if that's coming up, but that isn't seen. That's sort of buried into the engine when it's fitted. So if it's okay when I come to I'll leave it up there 24 hours. If I come to inspect it and that looks fine apart from that, I'm gonna go with that. That's two of the engine bolts. We've still got this big long bastard to do, which don't actually fit in the bucket, so not quite sure how we'll do that. But yeah, we're getting better. I still think there's room for improvement, but we are getting better, which I'm very pleased about. If I can get those 3 engine bolts done, we can then actually get the engine bolted into this frame, which is a big step forward. Anyway, I'm going to carry on, get a few more parts done. We'll turn you on when we've got something worth seeing. Right, we've got the next batch of parts in there. They seem to be going quite well. These are the parts that I chromed the first time, and then I weren't happy with the finish on them. So they're going well. The chrome caps, bolts that go hold the top of the engine there, and some numpties painted them, so not quite sure how to get that paint off, but at the moment I've got them soaking in white spirit. See if that will free it off. We'll get the top of the engine back together. I've got that starter motor to put back together as well, which we're restoring separately. They're these smaller bolts here, that smaller one there, and one that I've got in the tank at the moment. The bolts to reassemble that. A few more bits and pieces on there that I need to get chromed up. Not chromed, zinc plated. I think 2.5 amps seems to be the sweet spot, but like I said, we're still learning. I don't know if you're supposed to agitate it, but I have got a pump running in there as well, and a heater. So yeah, onwards and upwards. What I might probably try and do with this one, I don't know if it'll work, is drop it in the bucket that way, zinc plate it, flip it over, do it that way. As long as this end and this end are zinc plated, it don't really matter so much if the middle of it is a little bit ropey. So that's probably what we'll do with that. Right, carry on. Right then, just to wrap this video up, we're all packed away. All my chemicals have been put away. Let me show you what we ended up with, and I have to say I am more than happy. Look at that. Now, most of it is perfect, I'll be honest with you. There are the odd one or two, like that nut. It's got a slight blemish there. One of these bolts, again on the shank, a very slight blemish, but absolutely more than usable. Very, very pleased with how these have all come out. Look at it. That one again, slight blemish on the shank, but everything else absolutely perfect. And that big long one that I fucked up the first time I tried it, I've done it again, and little bit of blemish on the shank and on the thread there, but the majority of it, absolutely delighted with how that went. So they are a few bits now that can start me off getting the engine in, and a few bits and pieces. Lots more zinc plating to do. I'm not going to just keep repeating myself online. You've seen me do it. I think I can get better. If I do get some better results, I'll probably show them to you. But also, my little mobilette there, really do now want to start pulling some of the fasteners off that and plating them. That's a project for a later date, but yeah, there you go. More than happy with that. That's my foray into zinc plating. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.